You're listening to another episode of the Just Go Bike podcast, powered by RAGBRAI. This is the award-winning podcast where we are all about the culture of cycling, just for the fun of it. Your hosts are Murph from the Murphology podcast and AP from Parrot Talk. With tales from all over the nation, come for the bikes, stay for the fun, and leave with a smile. And now here is Murph.
Hey, that's me.
And AP.
Hey, that's me.
AP, it's happening.
That's getting really real.
Oh my gosh, RAGBRAI LII. Well, if you're listening to this podcast as you're driving to Orange City, first of all, hello, thank you for bringing AP and I along on the drive, and make sure that you're, drinking water and getting hydrated because it's going to be a big week.
That's right. Since this episode is launching, that means it is nearly RAGBRAI time. We're talking about the overnight towns of RAGBRAI 52, and what a joy it is. They're great towns this year. I can't wait to hear what they all have to say about their plans for us. I know what they're planning more or less, but I love to hear them talk about it because they're so passionate.
Yeah, and so much high energy in these interviews. It's super, super fun. Also, if you're listening to this before RAGBRAI 52, be sure to stop by our Just Go Bike podcast booth at the expo and then each day, which brings me to some fabulous news that AP is going to share.
That's right. Our booth will be pretty easy to find this year because it's a Winnebago camper van. We are so excited. We have a camper this year on RAGBRAI. We are going to be camping some nights, TBD on which nights exactly, but we will be. It's fully wrapped in the Just Go Bike logo, so you will see us coming a mile away.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, so we'll be. Thank you to Winnebago for sponsoring us and for providing this camper van. It's a Winnebago Revel, if you're familiar with Winnebagos, and it has all the amenities that are going to make our life easy on the ride. We're super pumped. They also provided one for our SAG command center, so you might see them on the road as well. Mm-hmm. We're pretty darn excited, as you can tell.
And I'm still riding my bike all week, but I will be looking for the Just Go Bike Revel because AP will be driving it.
I'll be driving it. I'll be doing my best to not get stuck in the ditch in the Revel.
Oh my gosh, please don't.
Although it is 4-wheel drive, so I think I actually could help myself this year if the worst should happen.
And I believe, AP, you promised that you would have some caffeine in the fridge for me. So when I need it in the morning or the afternoon, I'll be set. Maybe even some chocolate milk. I love chocolate milk after a bike ride.
I do take requests. I'll be fully stocking the mini fridge and having snacks. So just you wait.
Okay. So look for us throughout the route. Of course, AP doesn't drive on the route, but she'll be coming into the meeting towns, and for sure at the end of the day and early in the morning, you might see the van, and feel free to knock on the door and we'll give you a sticker or something.
But our big day is the expo. So come and see us in Orange City all day from noon to 9 p.m. We'll be at the expo, and we'll be recording live, asking questions of you, the riders, just finding out all about your RAGBRAI adventures and your plans and things like that. So stop by and see us, get a sticker. We can't wait.
And yes, of course, if you want to be on the Just Go Bike podcast, here is your chance. So keep your eye on the expo, look for our booth, look for our RV, and should we get to the overnight town episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
See you on RAGBRAI.
See you guys. All right, riders, we kick it off in Orange City, and with me right now is Mike. Hey, Mike.
How are you today?
Good. Glad to have you with us on the podcast and help us learn a little bit more about Orange City.
Yeah, glad to be here. We're excited for the week of getting ready, all the plans, all the excitement starting to ramp up with riders. So, yeah, looking forward to talking.
All right. Well, before we get started with specifics on Orange City, will you tell the listeners, we already know your name is Mike, but what your role is in RAGBRAI?
Yeah, I'm the chamber director here in Orange City. So I, do all those things that chamber directors do, everything that people just think happens, kind of runs out of this office in this community. And my role with RAGBRAI is I'm sort of the staff support for our executive committee, and just talking to all the different committee heads and keeping everybody on the same page, working towards showcasing RAGBRAI to all of our visitors and Orange City to all of the riders. So
you promote Orange City year round?
365 days a year. Yes. Yes, we do. We do. Well,
Well,
come visit.
yeah, I was going to say we will definitely want people to come back after RAGBRAI, come back to visit Orange City again.
Definitely.
So I already know the answer to this question, but has RAGBRAI been through your community in the past?
Yeah, it has. We've been a pass-through lunch stop at other times throughout the years. I don't know if it's 3, 4, 5 times when the ride has started here on the northwest corner of the state. We didn't decide to probably put in as a host town until 2016 when you guys threw out the applications. So in 2017 was the first time that we were the starting community, and that was the last time that we had you come through. So we're excited to do it again now 8 years later.
Oh, awesome. And a lot of people probably know, or if they look at a map, they'll see that Orange City isn't actually on the Missouri River. So for people who don't want to bike to the river, will you be bringing the river to us?
So we've got 2 fun things that riders can do. Number one, we will be bringing water from the western border to downtown Orange City. We've got a canal. Some of the riders may remember that from 2017. We've got a canal that's in our main community park in the downtown, which is right where the expo will be, the entertainment stuff will be, the beer garden will be. So riders can actually dip their tires right in that canal if they want to. Or something that we are doing this year on Saturday the 19th is riders can actually sign up for a shuttle service that we're going to bring you to the western terminus of the state, and you can dip your tire in some water, and then there is about a 30-mile bike ride back that will happen, and you can enjoy making that connection from border to border on Saturday the 19th. So we're actually offering 3 different shuttles, one at 10 a.m., one at noon, and one at 2 p.m. because we want the riders to get back for the entertainment and stuff by 5. And that's available. You can sign up for that on our website if you want to be involved in that. We've got a good group of riders already going. So, so there's 2 options for everybody that's concerned about the fact that Orange City is a few miles off the border. So
exactly. And so if I'm hearing you right, you go to your website, which we'll talk about in a second. You can sign up for one of those shuttles, and then you and your bike get in a vehicle of some sort. You take the riders to the river, they dip their tires, and then they bike back. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, we've got a local moving company that does a really good job. He's really very careful. And in fact, fun fact, I'm not sure when this is going to air, but last night, our executive group members who have a kind of a bike group in town that ride every Tuesday night, they actually went and did that test ride, did kind of a test with the guy that's going to be doing it. He takes very good care of bikes. He was careful to load them, carefully, and it's all under direction of our local, 2 of our executive committee members are part of a team that actually rides all week already. So they are avid bikers. So they're in charge of this and taking this. So they will load those bikes, and then you'll actually get on school buses and head over to Haywarden. And then we'll drop you off. You'll dip your tire. There'll be photo ops, and then you'll be along your route, and there'll be SAG support all along those 30 miles. There's a couple of different towns that they can stop in for refreshments. It'll be well marked with signage, but we're also, in fact, in a few hours here, I'm going to start sending out some email notifications to those that have already registered. There's GPS coordinates that they can get a hold of too, for if they want to, put that in their app and take care of that. So it's very well structured, and it's all laid out. There's no gravel on the route back. It's all on hard surface, non-main road. So it'll be very safe.
Okay. And then, of course, if riders, are going to be coming in, they won't have the opportunity to jump on the shuttle. I remember that canal thing that you had set up where you had the river, you brought the river to us. It's actually pretty slick. It's also cool photo ops. So riders who are maybe coming in on a charter or their bus doesn't get here until later in the afternoon on Saturday, don't worry, the river will be there.
Yep, you can dip your tire right downtown.
Okay, all right. Do you have any fun facts about Orange City that we need to know about?
Well, some people may not know Orange City. They say, well, why Orange? We are a Dutch settlement that happened in the 1800s were actually named after the House of Orange from the Netherlands. So there is actually, back in the day, royalty. In fact, it still exists. The House of Orange is William of Orange is our forefather, our namesake, going all the way back to the Netherlands. And we're actually excited that the Netherlands, we celebrate a King's Day every April. It's on his birthday in April. We saw a little bit of a celebration in the downtown. If you Google that, you'll find Netherlands King's Day. It's also a big fun party. So we do a little bit of that here in town too. But that's kind of our fun fact. And then our other claim to fame, besides hosting RAGBRAI occasionally, is that we run a annual tulip festival each year. We'll be going on our 85th year next year. And that happens in the third weekend in May. So if you're looking for a reason to come back in the spring, we'd love to have you for the Orange City Tulip Festival. So.
Awesome. And I haven't been there for the Tulip Festival, but you have so many, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but you have so many Dutch-inspired and tulip-themed things to see. But I don't want to spoil your thunder on that one.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. Those, you'll get a good flair and a good feeling for our Dutch heritage here in Northwest Iowa. So when you come on Saturday.
Yeah. And we all know that the big expo happens Saturday, and that will be, of course, in Orange City. So do you want to kind of just give us a high-level idea, maybe the main campground versus the expo versus the route out, like just a general idea?
Yeah, so the main campground will be down at Northwestern College again, which is about 6 blocks just south of the downtown area, which is where the expo is going to be. It is where the rider check-in and registration is going to be. It's where our entertainment is. It's where, like I said, where the expo is. We're going to run shuttle routes. All of our shuttle buses will run to all the campgrounds, and then they will actually drop you off right in the downtown. And you can get out and go to the registration, the ride meetings, the driver meetings, and the first-time rider meetings are all going to be in the downtown area. So that's all nice. It's where all of our food vendors are going to be. Of course, it's where the bike shops are going to be, and it's where all those great bike vendors that are participating in the expo will be right in the downtown area. So if you're in the main campground, it's about 6 blocks straight north. You can't miss it. And then the ride out will actually be going right by the main campground on Albany.
Okay.
And you'll ride straight south on Albany Avenue for just under a mile, and then you'll head out of town to the east. So.
And what do we have to look forward to as far as terrain? Is it going to be hilly leaving Orange City?
It's, there's a few little hills. It's not terribly bad all the way here from from Orange City to Granville and then on to O'Brien County. You're going to have some nice rolling hills on that route. The road is fantastic. I actually live on the first section of that blacktop, and they just redid it, I think 3 years ago. So It's a nice, smooth ride.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a great exit. We've got some fun activities that are kind of going to happen to bid you farewell on Sunday morning and send you on your way, so to speak. So,
if you're listening to this podcast, as you're on your way to RAGBRAI, all of the maps are complete. They're all available online. You can actually put them on your phone or whatever device you use. You can do that while you're driving, so then you'll have it and you'll know everything about Orange City, as you roll in.
Yes.
Any sort of entertainment set up for us on Saturday?
Yeah, so we just did a social post this morning with our schedule and our poster. So we're going to have entertainment starting in that downtown area in the band shell starting at noon. We've got a number of fun local bands that'll be playing. The Clade Young Band, Sunglass, the Ruralists, Prince Lev will all be playing until 4 o'clock. And then after that, we've got some... Before the main stage band happens, and above the covers is our opener, and then 90s Rock Show on the main stage will be kicking off at 7:45, 8 o'clock. They're a brand new band to RAGBRAI. They are out of Southern California, Orange County, and they are just super excited and happy to be able to break into RAGBRAI. I think everybody's going love them and love their energy and what they're going to bring to the kickoff. So we're excited for that. But we've got a couple of really fun things up our sleeve for the riders, and maybe even fit in with the theme of RAGBRAI this year.
So you keep alluding to some pretty cool things that I'm guessing are not happening or haven't happened in the history of RAGBRAI. Do you want to tell the listeners, or do they have to wait until they actually get to Orange City?
No, in fact, we'd love to say a little bit more. So we're really very proud and happy to actually be having 2 flyovers this year.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
It is. I know Matt is just beside himself that we're able to have this happen. We have got out of Sioux City, Iowa, the 185th Air Refueling Wing. And this is what you're going to want to be downtown in the expo for on Saturday afternoon. So at about 5:15, there's going to be an Air Force general that will be here. There'll be some swearing in ceremonies for some new recruits, and then a KC-135 refueling plane out of Sioux City, Iowa is going to be doing a flyover of the downtown as kind of a way to kick off this whole group party and ride week. And then then Above the Covers will play. And then after that, when we have our, a little bit of our program for welcoming you to Orange City, and RAGBRAI will do some things with Honor Flight and those sorts of things. We've also going to be having a Black Hawk helicopter that will be coming in.
Whoa.
The Iowa Air Guard will be, or our Army Air will be bringing in their senior enlisted man. Some of you may or may not know that the Iowa Guard will be deploying shortly before this to go to the Middle East to do another service. And he's very excited and happy to share what that means for those soldiers of the Iowa National Guard. So we're really excited to be able to have a Black Hawk fly in. He'll say a few words and then he'll leave, and then we'll kick it off with 90s Rock Show. Rocking and rolling for the rest of the night. So we're really, really excited and really happy that we're able to pull all of this together. It's been a lot of logistics, and everybody's working together to make it happen. So you're going to want to be in the downtown.
Yeah, by 5 o'clock at the latest. Yeah.
To number one, to recognize and show your appreciation to those people that are serving, and also just to experience that's not maybe necessarily something we get to experience every day.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so Saturday in the expo area, you riders get those tents up and get down there by, well before 5 o'clock, because you want to do some shopping too.
Right. Yes. Yeah, right. Well before 5 o'clock.
Yeah. So. Okay, so let's say people are coming in, they're there at 10 a.m. or whatever. They're going to go to the expo, but are there any must-see places while we're in your town that you want us to see?
Yeah, we're finalizing, or we have finalized some other things. The Diamond Vogel windmill. Those of you that know Diamond Vogel Paints, is their headquarters is here in town. They are going to have their windmill open for tours, as well as some fun games out at that facility. There are a number of things actually in the downtown in Windmill Park that are photo opportunities. Our local Dutch Heritage and American Heritage Museum is going to be open. There's just a number of different great places to stop and see and take a look at while you're here in town.
Okay, great. And then you said you'll have some surprises for us the next morning as we leave town, which is kind of your nice way of saying, all right, riders, get on your way. Get on RAGBRAI.
Right. Move on. It's time to go. No, we're gonna send you off with a lot of fun and support, and just kind of recognizing thanks for coming, and we'd love to have you back again whenever we see fit. So
okay, so if people right now are listening and they want to maybe do a little research on Orange City or on Orange City RAGBRAI, where can they go?
The best place to go is RAGBRAI at orangecityiowa.com. You can find all of our information there, and then as well as you can get to all of our other websites, the Chamber site, the Tula Festival site, and all those other sites right from that route as well. So,
all right. Well, Mike, thank you so much. We look forward to coming to your town in maybe a matter of hours as people are listening to this. So
right.
Thank you so much.
Head on down to the expo and group area after you've got all your stuff set up and start enjoying Orange City. We're glad to have everybody.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
All right. Thank you.
Our next overnight town is Milford, with a population of only 3,321. So this includes many businesses related to its location in the Iowa Great Lakes region and is often referred to as the southern gateway to the Iowa Great Lakes. A fun fact for you: since 1910, businesses have taken advantage of the huge amounts of gravel that is under and surrounds Milford and was first mined by the Milwaukee Railroad. To the east, to the west, and south, you will see huge gravel pits, either exhausted and abandoned or some that are still in use today. You may have heard of the University of Okoboji. And guess what? It's not a real university. It's actually a fictional institution. And that brings us to one of the must-see places that you should stop when you're in Milford. It is a business called Three Sons. It's on the corner of 10th Street and P Avenue. They came up with the idea of the University of Okoboji way back in 1971. Now, these three guys are active sports enthusiasts, and they've been involved in tennis, softball, other community competitions. They decided to print some T-shirts with the University of Okoboji promotion on it, and that original T-shirt they called a fantasy summer camp. The fictitious university was born and has thrived ever since. So be sure to take a trip to Three Sons in Milford, still in the family, and it's just part of the whole Okoboji experience. Also in Milford, make sure you stop at the local bike shop, which is called the Okoboji Cyclist. It'll be open and ready to serve riders. There may even be a University of Okoboji t-shirt there. Riders should also make a stop at a few of their local parks, such as Florence Park and Millstone Park. And if you get there early enough, take time to relax for a movie at the Pioneer Theater or head over to Treasure Village for some mini golf. Now, day of events, of course, you can head over to our RAGBRAI.com page and see all kinds, or if you haven't yet, please get that RAGBRAI app on your phone. But know that starting at 4 o'clock in Milford, they'll have the Iowa Rock and Roll Music Association. At 6:30, listen to Rock a la carte. 8:45 will be the Czech presentation, and the headliner starts at 9 o'clock, and it's the Schmidt Brothers. MilfordRAGBRAI.com is a wealth of information. Also, make sure you upload the maps that have been created. You can find them at RAGBRAI.com. Those are just a few things about Milford, Iowa. Now on to the next overnight community. Our next overnight town is Estherville, and I'd like to welcome to the podcast Lexi. How are you doing, Lexi?
Hi, I'm good. How are you today?
Good. And I believe, well, I know you told me before we pushed record that you have had a baby. So I don't know if I should be whispering while we're recording, but maybe, I don't know if the baby's going to make an appearance or not, but congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, let's get into a little bit about Estherville, and what listeners are looking forward to is finding out kind of the scoop about your town and what they can expect when we come through on RAGBRAI. But first off, we already know your name's Lexi, but tell us what role you're playing in RAGBRAI.
Yeah, so I'm Lexi Reuter. I am the executive director of the Estherville Chamber of Commerce and the Estherville Area Growth Partnership. And so I am the head, or one of the head members of our RAGBRAI committee here in Estherville. This is my first time being in charge of a RAGBRAI, but I have been on RAGBRAI a few times in my life. I have very avid cycling parents, so I rode my first RAGBRAI at like 10.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, I did half days. I should admit that. At 10, I did half days.
Well, you're still out there riding your bike.
Yes, and I still love to bike, and so excited to have RAGBRAI come through and get to show off the wonderful areas we have for riding here around Esterville.
Yeah, and you get to spend your entire year promoting the cool things about Esterville. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I get to do it for a living, so that's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Great when you love what you do and love where you live.
Right, right. So has Esterville hosted RAGBRAI in the past?
Yes, but it's been 20 years.
Whoa, okay. So you
Yes.
may have been riding at that time, but you definitely were not working for the chamber at that point.
Well, it's actually kind of funny. So it was 20 years ago that we hosted it last. And at that point, my mother was actually the co-chair of RAGBRAI. And we had it in, I believe, 1996 prior to that. And my aunt was the co-chair of RAGBRAI. So we have a long history of being the co-chairs of RAGBRAI.
It's in the family. Yeah, that's awesome.
Volunteering and cycling are both in the blood. So RAGBRAI is definitely up our alley.
Right. Well, before we get into the plans that Esterville has set up for us, will you tell us maybe a fun fact or two about your community?
Yeah, well, we have two kind of unique claims to fame. So one is that one of the largest observed meteorites fell just outside of Esterville. And so we have one really cool spot, or two really cool spots to check out when you come to town, is our Meteorite Center, which is located right in downtown, right next to the American Family Insurance Agency. And we've got a piece of our meteorite there. There's also one in our library. And the guy who runs that museum will tell you all the whole story. It's really cool. He's got cool artifacts and stories and things like that. And another cool fun fact about Esterville is that we are credited with the invention of the word blizzard in with the definition of meaning a snowstorm. So we are the first place that ever has recorded the written word blizzard meaning snowstorm.
Whoa, no way.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of cool claims to fame.
So anybody who, whether they're in New York or any super cold place in the wintertime and they say, oh my gosh, we're in the middle of a blizzard, boom, it goes back to Esterville. That's where it all started.
That it does.
I love it. Okay, so you're going to be a little bit more seasoned because you've ridden your bike. You've probably ridden your bike in and out of Esterville. So
oh, yeah.
Describe to us what the terrain is like coming into town.
So actually, my favorite ride into town is how we are coming into town on RAGBRAI.
Ooh, okay.
So we have this beautiful rolling hill on our way in, and it's pretty much all downhill, almost to the point that every uphill you've got basically enough speed from the downhill right before it that you have to pedal. So the 4 miles into Esterville are going to be a beautiful breeze of a downhill, which goes over this rolling prairie area, which is, it's really pretty. So you'll see prairie and cattle and farmland and just ponds, and it's gorgeous. And you'll come in over the West Fork of the Des Moines River, which is also a really pretty spot. And so you're going to have a really easy, once you hit Emmett County line, it's just going to be a breeze right into Esterville.
Oh, we can't wait. Okay. So then once we hit town, you have to tell us about your theme, maybe some sights to see, any highlights before we get into some of the real entertainment that's happening that night.
Sounds good. Yeah. So when you get into town, like I said, you'll go over the West Fork of the Des Moines River. We have a beautiful park right along the river. So if you do decide to take a little bit of a detour, we've got a recreational trail bike path that goes along the river for 1 mile. And so you can turn right before. You have to get off the route and check that out if you want to. There's some cool sights along there, including our swinging bridge. Which is listed as in the Iowan the most underrated swinging bridge in Iowa. And so you can check that out. It's really cool, a ton of fun, unless you're scared of things that swing over the river. And so that's there. We also have a really unique and beautiful rock garden that's at the end of that 1 mile path along the river. And that was actually built in the 1940s. So it's a sunken garden. It's gorgeous. It's got carved sculptures and lots of beautiful flowers. And it's cool, and it's old, and it's been there forever, and it's really pretty. And so there's lots of cool things to check out. There's also, parks and stuff for the kids and fun things like along the river, but that's a great spot to check out and see a couple of cool things. But if you stay on the route, then the route's going to take you right to our downtown first. Downtown is going to be full of tons of food vendors, shops, vendors. We're going to have bike parking, porta potties, all the essentials. And then we'll also have a DJ and a beverage garden starting at 11 a.m. We know it's kind of a short day on your way into Estherville from Milford. And so we hope that you take advantage of that by hitting our downtown and having a really good time all afternoon and evening. And so you'll hit downtown first. And then if you want to continue on to campgrounds or wherever you're staying for the night, you'll go right past our downtown and keep on riding to the other places. But we will have our information station set up right on the corner of our downtown right before you have to make your decision if you're heading to the campground, if you're staying in downtown. So that nice and convenient for everybody, so you can get that information that you need if you're heading to somebody's house and you want help figuring out where to go, things like that. We'll have that right there for you. Along with some very conveniently located porta potties, because we know that is a big priority for everybody.
Excellent. Yes.
And so then if you want to head out to our campground, our main campground is going to be at our Estherville Lincoln Central School District main campus building. We have a really nice school system, one big campus with everything located in one spot.
Oh, nice.
Of green space, big, beautiful trees. So everyone's going to have an opportunity to have a nice spot to pitch their tent if that's what they chose to do. And so our campground is very large, and it's going to have shower facilities, 2 different options, showers inside the school, and of course the portable showers that travel with RAGBRAI. So we'll have all that available at our main campground, and it's first come, first served, no reservations. We've also got an RV campground that'll be set up, and then all of our charters. Everything's right together, so we're really lucky. So when you're coming in, whether you're on a charter group or whether you're staying at the main campground, you can kind of follow the same path.
And then is the main campground that you mentioned, is that walkable to get back downtown, or will you have shuttles available?
We'll have both options. So it's about a 10-minute walk to our downtown from our school campus. It's not, right across the street, unfortunately. It is a few blocks away, but we will have shuttles running all night long. We've got shuttles. We've got 3 different shuttle routes. We've got some that are going out to a couple of churches and local organizations that are having meals and different things like that. And then we've got just a real fast shuttle. It's actually going to be an open air hay wagon style shuttle. And so you'll get to just do that quick little 8-block ride right back and forth from the school right to downtown all night long.
Okay. This is exciting stuff. Good stuff. And then how about if there's any must-see places? You mentioned the swinging bridge. I think AP and I talked about that obstacle course thing. I don't know what the name of it is in Estherville.
The Ninja Park. That's located in that river walk area. That's one of our newest parks. The kids love that park. If you're looking for a little physical challenge, it is too challenging for me because it is 50% monkey bars. But that's a really awesome spot. We're actually having a mural painted this exact week while we're talking right now in our downtown that we'd love everyone to go check out. It's Meet Me in Estherville. And so we're going to have that up right in one of our downtown buildings. We have a new mural painted out at our museum, which our museum is amazing and located right across the street from our campground.
Perfect. Okay.
So I recommend checking out the Emmett County Historical Museum. You could spend days there. It's super cool. It's all volunteer based and it's free. So go check that out. They've got lots of Estherville and Emmett County history highly recommend that. And they're painting a new mural out there right now too. So you can see 2 brand new murals in town. We also, we've got a cool list of 10 top things to do that'll be at our information stations. But one of them is we have a beautiful state park, Fort Defiance. It's right on the edge of town. I will admit it is not the best bike ride up to it because it is a big hill, but it is a really fun curvy hill to come back down on your bike.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So if you have a car, it's 231 acres of wooded and prairie land. It's gorgeous. There's trails that go down in the ravine or trails that stay up on top. You can get gorgeous views, get a little extra time outside. Maybe if you're a support vehicle and you want to stretch your legs, I highly recommend checking out Fort Defiance or any of our walking paths. We have 3 walking paths in town. We have that river walk, which is a mile from end to end. We have one that goes down the entire center of town. That's a little over a mile and a half and connects with the trail at the end that does a cool loop. And then we've got a loop around our park out at Thorson, which is where the pork bellies will be, which is a half mile around. We have also got some beautiful natural areas that are state land or county land, such as Anderson Prairie or the Ringham Habitat, which has Indian burial mounds, which is a great place to check out. Once again, they're kind of on top of the hill, so especially best if you have a sport vehicle. Or you're just like, I was only 42 miles today. I want a challenge.
Or
go on out places.
Worst case scenario, they will want to do it, but they're too tired. So that means they have to have a second trip back to Estherville, maybe in the fall.
That would be fantastic. We would love that.
Yeah.
So if you are tired and hot, we've got 2 great places to check out. We've got our brand new aquatic center. We are only on the 3rd summer of our new aquatic center. And so that's located kind of out by the campgrounds also. Indoor pool and outdoor pool and a free splash pad. So lots of opportunities to cool off if it's a hot one.
So much to do. Okay. Last question before I ask you your Facebook page. Actually 2 parts. The theme of Estherville, and also entertainment for the evening.
Yeah, so our theme is Tour de Ville. We are the only Estherville in the whole world. There is no other town called Estherville. And so we just thought we'd kind of lean into our Ville theme there. We love to go with our Ville. And so we thought we'd do Tour de Ville, kind of a play on the Tour de France, which is happening right now.
Yeah.
And so we kind of had some fun with that. Sorry. And then you said entertainment, right?
Yeah. If you have like a band in the evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at 11 a.m., we're going to start our entertainment in downtown Estherville. Everything's going to be located really conveniently together in downtown Estherville. All of our vendors, all of our entertainment, and it's all located right around our beautiful library square. So we got a beautiful green space in our downtown. We're super fortunate. And our library will also be open for the evening. And so we'll be using our green space. We're going to have some cornhole bags out for people. We'll have some Adirondack chairs, picnic tables. It's just a really beautiful grassy area with lots of shaded trees that you can kind of hang out in. We'll have a DJ starting at 11, and that's when our beer garden will also open.
Okay.
So we'll have a DJ from 11 until 5:30. And then starting at 5:30, we have Bad Friends as our opening band. And so they're going to play a couple of sets starting around 5:30. And then at 9 o'clock, our headliner is Pork Tornadoes. And so from 9 to 11, we've got the Pork Tornadoes, which we're really excited. This will be the first time that either one of these bands plays in Estherville. And so we're excited to have them up on the main stage. It's going to be a fun and exciting evening.
Oh, yeah. And people that have done RAGBRAI know Pork Tornadoes are, they put on a great show.
They do. And I've heard, I have not seen Bad Friends myself, but I heard from RAGBRAI's own Anne that Bad Friends are also exceptional.
They are. They really are. Yeah, it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've got lots of volunteers here in Estherville ready to hand out beer and sell tickets. And so it should be a really fun night.
Cool. So if anybody wants to kind of do a sneak peek before they get to Estherville, do you have a Facebook page or a website you want to share?
Yeah, so there's a couple of places you can check us out on social media. So one, if you want to see a little bit more about town, that's not necessarily RAGBRAI specific, we recommend you check out the Esterville Chamber on Facebook. We kind of post all the other stuff that we have going on in our town there. And then we also have an Esterville RAGBRAI Facebook page and Instagram. So you can check out both of those. That has information on all the things we kind of talked about today, plus some more. And so that's all located there. And then our website is esterville.org/RAGBRAI 2025. So you can check that out if you want any specific information. If you're looking for more details on the camping options and things like that, we have really detailed maps and stuff all available on our website.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Lexi, for taking the time to talk to us about your community. And I will speak on behalf of all riders. We are looking forward to coming to your place.
Sounds great. We're excited to have you. We love to show off our wonderful community, and we can't wait to have an excellent day on July 21st.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a great day.
All right. Our next overnight town is Forest City. And with me on the podcast is Troy. Hey, Troy.
Hi, hello. Wow. I feel like I've been seeing and hearing a lot of you lately.
And I don't know if I should say this or not, but you definitely have a voice as if you are on the radio or on TV, or like, are you famous?
I think I am. In my own mind, I am. I started in radio when I was 16, went on to other things. I have been in a feature film, which no one's ever seen, called
okay.
Rise of the Sea Urchins. Look it up. It was filmed here in Forest City, which is fantastic. And otherwise than that, just in my own mind,
Okay.
I think I'm pretty famous. Yeah.
Well, and there's a fun fact that a movie was filmed in your town.
Yeah, feature film, and actually we've had a few movies filmed here, which is fun. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Will you first tell the listeners? We already know your name is Troy, but what sort of role or position, or are you a volunteer? Are you with the RAGBRAI committees?
Yeah, my name's Troy Thompson. I am, I guess, a super volunteer in this case. I'm in charge of the campgrounds placements, ride right, porta potties, garbage, recycling. I guess that's known as the Green Committee.
Okay.
And happy to do that. And it's been fun for me in that process to learn about my hometown, because I never knew where all these manholes and fire hydrants were.
So if anybody asks, go find Troy. He will tell you where they all are.
Hopefully the fire department doesn't have to ask me. That'd be troublesome,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. Well, I already know the answer to this, but has RAGBRAI ever come through your community before?
It has. So last night was 2014, and I think before that was like 2004, 2003. I had just gotten back from a deployment, so I remember. So I feel like that was the last time. So 2 times ago, and before that, I'm not sure. Maybe 2 other times.
Okay.
It seems to rotate through our neck of the woods about every 11 years or so.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, it sounds like at least a couple times that maybe you've are aware that RAGBRAI's come through. So in theory, you guys are a little bit more prepared than maybe somebody who's seeing RAGBRAI for the first time.
Yeah. Yes.
Great answer. Great answer. That's exactly what the listeners want to hear.
Yeah, every 11 years it's like the cicadas, and this is when we come out and we're ready for RAGBRAI.
Yes. Yeah. I was going to say the opposite. Like, you don't sleep for weeks. You go through RAGBRAI and you're like, never again. And then as the years tick by, you're like, wait a minute, that was actually pretty fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah, it's like probably childbirth or something.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say, but I'm like, well. Okay, how about a fun fact or two about Forest City?
I've got a few, they all run together. So our original town name, one of them was Hill City. Don't be nervous about that.
Oh,
We're in a lot of hills, but we do sit on a hill that overlooks the Winnebago River. However, from the direction everybody's coming in from the west, it's pretty flat up to that point. So you'll be happy with that. But it was also called Pucker Brush, which is now the name of our local festival we have every year. It'll happen just before everyone gets there on the weekend, just before RAGBRAI. So Pucker Brush was an interesting name for our town. Sure. And we're also known as the little town of millionaires, which was the name given to us by Playboy magazine.
Whoa.
And that was, yeah, we were also the smallest town in America to have a YMCA. That was dedicated in 1987 by then Vice President George H.W. Bush, who was a good friend of Winnebago Industries founder, John K. Hansen, which a lot of things in town are named after.
Okay. And I'm sure everybody knows what a Winnebago is, but for those that might not, what is Winnebago?
Well, Winnebago Industries started in Forest City in, I don't know, about the 1960s, late 50s, somewhere in there. And it became, the goal was to make Winnebago the brand name for anything that was an RV. So whether it was trailers or drivable units, towables or drivable, that's what people called them. It succeeded in that regard. And so, of course, it's an international name now. And Winnebago is, we're pretty proud of that big company.
Yeah, and this is not a spoiler alert because I think that we have already disclosed, but AP and I will have a Just Go Bike Winnebago en route this year. It's one of the Revel camper vans. We're pretty excited about it.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
And those are pretty cool looking because they've got the knobby tires and four-wheel drive.
Oh yeah. We'll be I'll be on my bicycle, but AP will hopefully not be going in the ditches, but she may be on some gravel roads.
Oh, well, it could come in handy then.
Yeah.
In that regard, I tell you, it's if people, of course, we're very thankful for Winnebago, and we're using their 80-acre campground that they use for their national rally this year, and so we encourage folks to go out that direction, particularly if they have RVs or buses or a lot of support vehicles, lots of room to camp out there, and so there will also be some units out there on display that people can take a look at, as well as vendors and stuff. So it's pretty, we're happy with our partnership for decades with Winnebago, and we're glad to see that they're helping out and supporting RAGBRAI overall.
Yeah. Okay, so you alluded to this a little bit. Tell us about the terrain as we come into your town, and then maybe also like going out of town the next morning. Are we looking at farmland? Maybe a hill or two. I think you mentioned the Winnebago River. I don't know if we'll see that, but give us an idea of what we'll see.
Sure. Coming in so Crystal Lake will be the last pass through town before you get to Forest City. That's a nice ride, fairly flat. There are some hills, but not too bad. And when you come in from the southwest side of the town, we'll roll you just a little bit north and then into where the main campground is, the information booth, all of that stuff, where the bag pickup is, and then all the way through town there'll be fire engines, the big display with flags and cranes and all kinds of cool stuff going on as you kind of drive through up G Street and around beautiful Waldorf campus and so on and so forth. On the way out of town the following morning, you'll be leaving via the southeast corner of our nice little town, and you'll be going down what we call the airport road, because that's where our airport is, and that's a very beautiful ride as well. There are some hills out there, not too bad, but you'll be able to view the second highest point in Iowa, which is Pilot Knob, and you'll be going on the south side of Pilot Knob State Park as you proceed on your way towards Iowa Falls. So,
awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of farmland, beautiful farms, and then even for the support vehicles as they come in, they'll be taking a slightly different route on A42 from Bancroft, and that is going to be, I think that's a very beautiful road myself, because I happen to live on it, and we think it's pretty nice. So whatever way you come into town, beautiful Forest City, you're going to see all the trees, and I think you're going to really appreciate what our tiny little town has to offer.
And I have thoroughly enjoyed my time in Forest City when we came through for the ride inspection, and then also AP and I got to do a couple drive-alongs. So we kind of have a little taste of what is to come, but you have to tell the listeners about your theme and also what entertainment you have set up.
Okay, so entertainment real quick is good. We'll be going all afternoon, and then obviously until midnight. We'll be featuring a group called Birdchild, and then a band that you've probably never seen before, flying all the way from California, and their arms are really tired. They're called Decades, and that's going to be fun. I think for everybody's going to enjoy. That's going to be the feature that night, so it's kind of fun to bring something new to the RAGBRAI Festival. They're excited to be a part of it, and so then our theme is Ride Forest Ride, and obviously we're Forest City, and we borrowed it very heavily from Run Forest Run. That also contributed to our cool logo that we've got that you can buy our merchandise for. There's our theme song, which is called Ride Forest Ride. We have a theme song.
That's amazing.
And one of our community initiatives. So it ties into a cause to raise about $50,000 for new seating and HVAC in historic Forest Theater downtown. Main campground located just north of the elementary school. Kind of talked about that. We got another one by the Forest City Aquatic Center. So if you want to dip in the pool, like I said, anybody with an RV, a bus, or a large number of sport vehicles, go out to Winnebago, which is going to be on the southeast corner. That's a way to get 30 and 50 amp hookups, and you can register for that on our website, which we'll talk about in a second. Of course, the main expo site, that's going to be uptown by the county courthouse. Winnebago, Forest City is the Winnebago County seat. That's right next to Waldorf University's main campus, and there will be tons of vendors there, as well as the beer garden and lots of art on Clark, which is our main street. And yeah, I guess might as well wrap it. And just to tell you what else we've got, you don't want to miss things like the giant Forrest Gump bench that we've created.
Oh, nice.
That'll be next to the expo. You can hop on there and take a picture. Also, I think the courthouse is a beautiful place to take some pics. There's lots of people. So a lot of people like to take a picture on the porch of Salveson Hall at Waldorf. Salveson Hall is the main original building of Waldorf University and was part of what was the great hotel wars of Forest City, which we don't have time to talk about, but it's quite an interesting story.
Okay.
We have the Mansion Museum, which is down by where our city hall is, which was the other hotel in the Great Hotel Wars. And and so also Heritage Park, which is that's where the pork bellies are going to be staying, but it's open to the public, and it's just a great way to see lots of cool stuff from everything from military to farm stuff and steam engines, and it's just an amazing place. That's Heritage Park. All of these things are on, obviously, our shuttle routes. The community theater is doing its run of the musical 9 to 5 at the same time, and that happens to be airing or showing that night at 7 p.m. That's in an air-conditioned auditorium at the Bowman Fine Arts Center. So if you can get your tickets in advance and enjoy the AC, and of course you can make it uptown in time for the headliner. So lots of things going on, and too much going on, I tell you.
So we're all going to stay busy. And you mentioned, like the Winnebago, like let's say my RV is parked out at the Winnebago acreage where all the RVs are. Is it walking distance to get downtown to like watch the band? Or you briefly mentioned shuttles. Are those going to be running throughout the day and in evening?
Oh, yeah. We've got our school district is providing the buses for shuttles. They'll be running nonstop the afternoon until midnight. And so they'll be running on 10-minute intervals, and they're just moving lots of people. So you can walk if you want to, or ride your bike, certainly. But I think if at the end of this longer day, people might want to hop on a shuttle, they certainly are willing and able to do that. And so we've got a pretty good layout, and we should be able to accommodate everybody pretty easily.
That's awesome. Okay, so if listeners they've heard this all, they kind of want to maybe check out if you have a Facebook page or a website, where will they go?
Well, you should absolutely visit forestcityragbrei.com. That's got all the information that you need. You can register for camping there at the Winnebago grounds like we talked about. You can plan your stay. There's a lot of other things that are on there, information that are going to be very helpful. Obviously, that's where all of our maps are located, and they are now complete. And, of course, you can connect with townspeople and see what we have to offer. So forestcityragbrei.com. And then, of course, you can go to Forest City Chamber, and they have lots of updates on Facebook as well. But the main website, and that's where I encourage everyone to go, is forestcityragbrei.com.
Excellent. And at the time of this, not the time of this recording, at the time when this goes live, you can actually go onto the pages that you mentioned, or just go to ragbrei.com, and you can put those maps on your phone now while you have internet. So then by the time you get to Forest City, you can just find it on your phone and see where all the campgrounds are, where all the entertainment is, where the good vendors are. All of that is available at your fingertips.
Yeah, and I think that's a great idea. You obviously know what you're talking about. This is not your first RAGBRAI.
You are correct. Well, Troy, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us, and we are so looking forward to seeing you in a matter of days.
Oh, can't wait. Ride, Forest, ride. Come on in.
Well, listeners, we have arrived in Iowa Falls, and with me is Jeff Birchfield. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, good morning, Kathy. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us all and get us pumped up about RAGBRAI.
Well, we appreciate you giving me a call today so I can talk about RAGBRAI and visiting the scenic city of Iowa Falls. on Wednesday, July 23rd.
Yes, yes. And I think that we all know the answer to this, but has RAGBRAI been to your community before?
You know, RAGBRAI has been to our community before, and did a little research. This is the 5th time that RAGBRAI has come through Iowa Falls as an overnight, but it's the 6th time that Iowa Falls has been named as an overnight town. 4 years ago, you were right here in Iowa Falls in 2021, but we're supposed to come through in 2020, and then a global pandemic hit. And then we were also an overnight in 2004, which was the first year that we moved here to Iowa Falls. And then also in 95. And then our first overnight was on RAGBRAI 6 in 1978.
Ooh, I was not part of that RAGBRAI. How about you?
I was not either. I've ridden every RAGBRAI, Kathy, since 2002, but 1978 was not one of them.
Yes, yes. So what role do you play, Jeff, in the Iowa Falls area as far as, volunteer or a specialty area for RAGBRAI?
Well, I'm an avid cyclist, as I think I've already pointed out, and I am a volunteer. I am the co-chair of RAGBRAI Iowa Falls. I have served as middle school principal here in Iowa Falls for 20 years. I, this past year, have served as high school activities director, and then have announced my retirement. And so I'm going to sail off into the sunset shortly after RAGBRAI. My last official day is the last day of July.
Wow. Congratulations on that.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. How about a couple of fun facts or really cool things about Iowa Falls that we want to know?
Well, we have the Iowa River that runs through Iowa Falls, which makes it very unique. We have limestone bluffs that we love to showcase and brag about. The original name of Iowa Falls was Rocksylvania. And interestingly enough, that'll be the name of the street that we leave town on Thursday morning. And then we're going to focus on something that new that has happened in Iowa Falls since RAGBRAI has been through 4 years ago. And that is the emerald ash borer has reared its ugly head multiple places throughout Iowa and the nation, and has taken out a lot of our trees. But we have made lemonade out of lemons, and we have several ash tree sculptures located through our community. That is obviously something new in the last 4 years. So we're going to really focus on that. That is a fun fact about our town, the ash tree sculptures that where we have over 30 different locations of these sculptures throughout the town.
And so I want to talk a little bit more about that. So basically, those ash trees were being inundated by what is an insect? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the emerald ash borer, and so as a result, it kills the tree from the inside out, and they're just done unless you get on it early and treat them. And so we have several ash trees that we've had to sadly cut down.
Right.
But through a grant and through also some of our local homeowners, we have several of ash tree sculptures that have materialized here in Iowa Falls. And so that actually segues right into our theme. As we sat at the route announcement party, we talked as a group about some of the new things that we can showcase in the last since the last time RAGBRAI was through, and that really came to the forefront. And so our theme for this year's RAGBRAI is Haulin' Ash to Iowa Falls.
I love it.
And which ties right in to, again, those ash tree sculptures that we're highlighting.
Yes, and if listeners follow us on social media, there was a great interview with you, Jeff, and you were standing in front of what was left of an ash tree, and I believe that you were going to turn that into something artistic.
That is exactly right. Our tree sculptor, Gary Keenan, will be on site until 4 p.m. on Wednesday, July 23rd, right on the route. We'll have signage up. And we'll be carving out an ash tree sculpture right there on the route at the Scenic City Boat Club, which is right across the street from Riverbend Middle School. The route goes right past it, is where our information booth will be, right where the bend in the river is as you come into town. And so you will see signage that says, "Keep pedaling. I hear chainsaws." And as a result, you can experience that if you come into town before 4 o'clock. Gary is a very busy person. He does this all across the state, and so needs to get ready for a county fair bright and early the next morning. But he will be here on site carving out a really special ash tree sculpture for us en route.
Awesome. And I'm assuming that we will also, if we stay on the route or if we're going to find, wherever people are camping at night, there are other ash tree sculptures that people will see here and there.
Absolutely. There'll be some of them directly en route, and where those are, we'll have signage up. In front of every one of our ash tree sculptures throughout the town, however, we'll have a sign up, and then there'll be a QR code, and you can take your phone and access that QR code, and it'll take you to a site developed by one of our locals here, Travis Garish, and it'll show where all the ash tree sculptures will list all of them and where they are located. So it's the kind of thing that if you're here early and you want something to do, you can go around and check them out. But more likely, it's something that we would encourage you to come back to our wonderful community long after RAGBRAI and come around and check out our ash tree sculptures and everything else that Iowa Falls has to offer.
Yeah. The one that comes to mind is there's one that is shaped into an eagle, and it's kind of right around the corner from where you're describing. Beautiful.
It's a beautiful one. It's one of my favorite ones. And yes, it's about a block off the route, and we'll have a sign that directs people to that one as well.
Okay. All right. So let's back up a little bit. What are riders going to experience as they are coming into town? Maybe like the last couple of miles. Are we going to be enjoying ourselves, seeing farmland, or what are we going to see?
Well, I really think that we have gone above and beyond as a community to showcase a scenic and beautiful route into the community of Iowa Falls. So it's really something that all of our riders can really look forward to. They're going to come in on County Line Road, which I always get a kick out. It's called Hardin Road, but we call it County Line because the north part of that highway is in Franklin County and the south part's in Hardin County. So hence County Line Road. Okay. And then we're going to veer you on to S33 and J Avenue. And once you get onto River Road, be prepared for, again, a beautiful and scenic ride into town. Mm-hmm. You're going to go down Everman's Hill. You want to go down any hill that has its own name, because if you go up it, there's a reason why that hill is named. Right. All right. And then you're going to start seeing the beautiful Iowa River. You're going to go past the first of our ash tree sculptures right there by Weaver's Cove. There are 3 beavers that'll be welcoming you as you get closer to the scenic city of Iowa Falls and start going along the river there. And then as you get closer and closer, it really flattens out because you're going again right along the river. And we'll have a big sign up that says you have hauled ash to Iowa Falls. And come in. And then we'll take you past the boat club where Gary Keenan will be sculpting another one of our ash tree sculptures, information booth, camping areas, and then we'll have a directional arrow to the main campground, which will go up a hill, and then you can veer off to go to where our vendors and our downtown beverage garden and entertainment is located. We will have, there will be a hill that you'll climb to get to the main campground. I mean, we are a river town, and so the terrain is going to vary within the town itself. But on that hill that you'll be climbing to turn to get to the main campground, we will have some chalk art by a local artist, Thomas Birchfield, as a matter of fact, encouraging riders to keep pedaling. You're getting closer to your destination for your overnight.
Okay. And your reward is that you get to relax, get a shower, put your tent up, but then you got to get back out there and find out where the entertainment is. So what do you have set up for us?
That's exactly right. Yep. And we are a community of a little over 5,000 people. okay, which means we are very walkable. So you can put your bike away for the night. We're going to have shuttles running on the north side, south side, east side, and west side. Okay, and those will be going through every 10, 15 minutes. So that you can get down to the entertainment and the vendors, but you can get back to your locations as well. But it's also, again, everything that we have scheduled for the downtown area is, again, very centrally located and walkable. That's where all of our vendors will be located around Estes Park. We have a brand new ash tree sculpture that was just done over the 4th of July weekend right there. So you can look forward to checking that one out, as well as many others. And then, again, all of our food vendors, merchandise vendors, local bike shops, including our own Spoke and Wheel Cyclery from right here in Iowa Falls.
Cool.
And then our beverage garden and our street dance and entertainment, which will start at 5:30 with Adam Gruel and the Space Burritos. Mm-hmm. And then we'll finish up until 11 o'clock with Boogie Wonderland. Boogie Wonderland last played on RAGBRAI and Independence in 2014, and I remember it well because they were an 8-piece band that were all costumed up, and they did a big disco party for us that night, and it was amazing. Well, they're going to bring that and more to Iowa Falls that night. They're going to bring their Ultimate Legends party to us, and so yes, we're going to get some disco, but we're also going to get some rock, some country, and some pop. Nothing but the best for a great evening of entertainment right here in Iowa Falls.
I love it. And before we go, obviously you want people to kind of cruise around and see all the ash sculptures. Are there any other must-see places that you want to tell us about in case we have extra time to hang out in Iowa Falls?
Absolutely. We have a brand new military museum that's located downtown called the Heartland Military Museum. We have the Metropolitan Opera House, which is on the National Historic Registry here in Iowa. That's our movie theater. We have great businesses, including the Coffee Attic, Nimrod Meats, God Fuel. We have the Swinging Bridge, the Aquatic Center, recreational trails, in addition to the ash tree sculptures, and many, many, many other things that are going to not only make you enjoy your stay here in Iowa Falls, but it's going to make you want to come back, and we hope you do.
I was just going to say that. It's going to make you want to come back.
That's right.
So in the meantime, where can people go to find out more information about Iowa Falls?
Well, we have a website, iowafallsragbrai.com. Facebook has basically the same information that our website has. It's just a little different to navigate, and you can like us on Facebook under RAGBRAI Iowa Falls as well.
All right. Well, Jeff, will you be running around that day in your golf cart, making sure things are getting done?
I don't know if a golf cart is going to move fast enough for me, Kathy. So I think I'm going to be on an ATV of some sort.
Okay,
so that much we can look forward to. But yes, definitely running around and being the chief cat herder here in Iowa Falls that day.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it. We're looking forward to Iowa Falls.
We look forward to welcoming you to Iowa Falls as you haul ash to Iowa Falls for RAGBRAI on Wednesday, July 23rd.
We will be right back.
At First Form, they're more than just supplements. They're built for performance, driven by purpose, and proud to fuel the RAGBRAI journey.
First Form helps real people earn real long-term results on the bike and beyond.
From clean energy to high-protein snacks that actually fuel you, they're here to keep you moving, recovering, and riding strong.
Come find the First Form team out on the route. Let's crush RAGBRAI together.
Now, back to the show.
Next up, we have Cedar Falls, and welcome, Kim.
Hi, Murph. How are you?
I'm good. We're excited to be coming to your community and want to find out the scoop on when we all ride our bikes to Cedar Falls. So tell us, first off, your role or your position for RAGBRAI or for your community.
Sure. Okay. I am Kim Bear. I'm the director of Community Main Street, which is our Main Street program in Cedar Falls. And I have had the privilege to serve on the advisory board for RAGBRAI for Cedar Falls as well. We kind of cover the downtown area through my position at work. So it was a natural fit for me to also be on the RAGBRAI committee, which has been super fun.
And I already know the answer to this, but has RAGBRAI ever come to Cedar Falls in the past?
It has, but it has been 10 years. So we haven't hosted since 2015.
Okay. And were you part of it in 2015?
I was not. I was actually not in this role at that point in time. And it was actually all held on the University of Northern Iowa campus.
Oh, so
we
totally
are
different, right?
Totally different. Yes.
I love that it's going through downtown because your downtown is one of my favorites in Iowa. So
mine too.
Well, tell us a fun fact or two about Cedar Falls.
I think there's a lot of fun facts. I mean, obviously we're a university community, but we're a little bit smaller than our other state schools. So we kind of have that small town charm in a little bit bigger community. So we're excited to show that off for sure to all the RAGBRAI riders coming through in a couple weeks.
So we'll be coming into Cedar Falls and then obviously leaving, I'm guessing, a different direction. But will you give us an idea of what we can expect as we come into your community as far as terrain or farmland or big hills or anything like that?
Sure. I think, fortunately for some of the riders, there's no big hills. The gravel route and the main route meet up together just as we come in on 12th Street, which is kind of the, more residential area of our community for sure. And then we picked this route specifically so that we could bring the riders down on Main Street. We just had a very cool arch installed in our community about a year and a half ago. And so all of the riders will have the opportunity to ride underneath our big arch, welcoming everyone to downtown, which I'm just excited for the photo op that provides for sure.
Yeah.
And then it'll take them to the main campground, of course, just like everywhere else. But it really gives a tour of our community from a different perspective. And then so those riders who are, staying at UNI or on campus, they can go that direction as well. But we're excited to see the ride come down Main Street and welcome everybody that way.
Yeah. And you have to talk about your theme. I'm sure anybody who is on social media has seen AP and I in a boat riding the waves on your river, but you have to tell everyone the theme, and a little bit about that.
Sure. So yes, you and AP were literally riding the wave in Cedar Falls when you were here for pre-ride. And then also got to meet Rip, our mascot, which is also for the river. So the Gateway River Park just actually had its ribbon cutting at the beginning of June. So this is a project that has been many years in the making and really has turned the river into an amenity for our community, which I would say really hasn't been seen as amenity in the past. So it's an opportunity for folks to come over and check out the riverfront, dip their tire in the Cedar River for fun, just because obviously that is asked of all the riders when they begin and end. And we're kind of in the middle there too. So there'll be people showing you how to ride the wave as far as river surfing is concerned, and just really to check it out. The landscaping and everything that has been done for the river project has been pretty incredible and really just highlights what the river has to offer here in Cedar Falls.
And so your theme is Ride the Wave, and you said you'll have people kind of showing riders what it's like to be out there. And so we were in a boat bouncing around, but what do the people in the community, are they in kayaks or are they on stand-up paddleboards, or how do they do it?
So it's not kayaks. Yes, that is happening over at the river, but it is river surfing. So it looks like more when you are boogie boarding kind of in the ocean.
Oh, okay.
But you're riding the waves that way. So it's kind of a newer sport-ish. Full disclosure, have not tried it because it looks I'm not very coordinated, so I'm a little scared to try it, and I don't really want anyone watching when it happens. So
that's awesome.
I think it should be a really cool piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. Okay, so riders will be cruising in. They get to see beautiful Main Street, and I'm assuming most of the businesses will be open, the restaurants and such. But how about some must-see places that we should visit while we're in your community?
I mean, downtown is it for me. That's where we want people to hang out and to see everything that it has to offer. I think that we're a little bit different than some of the other communities that host overnight just because a lot of our businesses, restaurants, and bars are our vendors. So while we have a beer garden, the entire footprint is you are able to carry a beverage throughout. So while you're watching any of the entertainment on either one of our stages, you'll be able to carry a beverage from any of the restaurants and bars that are serving off of their patio areas, sidewalk areas, that sort of thing. So I think that really shows off who we are as Cedar Falls and the blood, sweat, and tears that these business owners have put into our downtown through this. So I think they're very excited to host. There'll be lots of food, lots of beer, and some water too.
Okay, good. So you're saying instead of an actual beer garden that's fenced off, your entire downtown area will be open for people to move around and see the sights.
Correct.
Oh,
Yep.
That's great. That's really awesome.
So there'll be a designated area. There'll be fencing, at some point, but not how you consider it typically in just like a fenced in area. So we checked it out this past weekend. We had our town celebration, and we entertained thousands of people for that. So we have some good practice under our belt, and we're ready for RAGBRAI.
Okay. And how about some entertainment when we roll through?
So we'll have two stages. We have an existing stage at the River Place Plaza that is always activated throughout the summer. So we'll be having entertainment there. And they'll bounce back and forth between the main stage and the plaza stage. So music starts about noon, and then we end with Not Quite Brothers at 8:30.
So when you say that, the main stage, will it be pretty obvious where all of that is located as we come into town?
Yes, the main stage will be very obvious as you're riding down Main Street, and then there'll be signage to indicate where all the bands will be and what who's playing where and all of that. So a lot of our local talent will be playing and all of that. So we'll see a lot of local bands up on the stage. So we're excited. We're excited to see both stages activated and how we can entertain all of the RAGBRAI riders.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So if listeners want to maybe check out a little bit more about Cedar Falls before they get there, do you have a website or a Facebook page they can go to?
We do. Cedar Falls RAGBRAI, and that's actually the handles for Instagram as well as Facebook.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kim, for coming on the podcast to tell us a little bit about Cedar Falls. We're excited to come.
Awesome. We're excited to have you.
Next up, we have the city of Oelwein, and with me today is Deb. Hey, Deb.
Hey, how are you, Kathy?
Good. We're excited to find out what is in store for Oelwein, and this is a spoiler alert, but I have a little duck on my bike that will be biking with me all week. And
great.
That probably tells a little bit to the listeners about what your theme is, but before we get into that, will you tell the listeners what your role is in Oelwein?
Well, I am the executive director at the Oelwein Chamber and Area Development. So I do chamber work and economic development. So I'm all over town and doing everything I can to make Oelwein the best that it can be.
Yeah. And do you have any fun facts, maybe a fun fact or two about Oelwein?
Well, we are the one and only Oelwein in the world.
Really?
There's not another Oelwein. Yes. So Oelwein means oil and wine, and it originated from Germany. And so we have some ancestors in Germany, and we just had a sesquicentennial a couple of years ago, and we actually had one of our Oelwein, Sylvia Oelwein, who came and visited and took part in our celebration, and she had some Oelwein wine made for us, which we sold out of, but so we have connections with the Oelwein family yet. So it's very unique, and we're very lucky to have that connection. So I think that's very unique. A lot of towns don't have that connection with their originating family, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, for sure. And then I think everyone should know this by now, but Matt Phippen has a connection with Olwine.
Yes, he does. He is from Olwine. We are the birthplace and childhood home of Matt Phippen. And so when riders come into Olwine, they're going to start seeing some faces of Matt along the route. And they will have the opportunity to stand by the Matt Phippen birthplace and childhood home monument for Matt. So, they're going to have a once in a lifetime experience with Matt.
Oh,
in
for
Olwine.
sure.
So,
wow. That's awesome.
yes.
And what's it like for riders coming into town as far as the terrain? Will we be fighting some big hills, or is it beautiful farmland?
No, you're going to have some beautiful farmland. You're going to go by our airport. You will ride directly into Olwine. There's a little bit of curve coming in. You'll go under a beautiful arch welcoming them to Olwine, and they're going to be welcomed by residents along the route. They will enter on West Charles coming from the west, and so they will go under our viaduct, which leads us to our theme of Duck Duck Viaduct. And so they're going to see ducks everywhere in town. We've kind of gone crazy, and we're having a lot of fun with it, and I hope they do too. So the ducks are going to be great, and they're going to have every opportunity in the world to play with the ducks, have their picture with the ducks, and purchase some ducks. So
awesome.
They're here waiting for them.
And I'll be bringing mine on my bike.
Okay.
He or she has a little propeller on the top that I feel like maybe makes me go faster, but I don't know. I don't have fact.
Oh, I'm sure it does. Yeah, the light, the quack that it can make. So it's a horn, a light, the propeller for speed. It's just a unique duck that everybody's going to want.
Yeah.
So limited quantities, so they're going to have to find the souvenir shop and get their limited duck.
Okay. And you mentioned a viaduct, and I think all my years of doing RAGBRAI, that was the first time I got to ride through or under a viaduct. So is there history behind that, or how does?
Well, it was original when the railroad was in full force, and in the early 1900s, that bridge. It's a bridge of sorts that connects the railroad from one end of town to the other, to the shops where the railroad cars were worked on and where they transported goods from one end to the other. And Olwine is known as being the hub of Northeast Iowa, and so when the railroad was here, that we were the hub of different lines that came into Olwine. And so that viaduct is able for people to get underneath and still transport the trains and not interrupt the service of the vehicles going underneath. So it's a bridge for the trains, and so we get to go underneath the trains as they were coming in. And so it's a known fact that when you go through the viaduct, if you're in a car, you honk your horn, and it kind of echoes. So when we were kids, it was a big deal for Mom and Dad to honk the horn when you went through the viaduct. So,
I can
if you're on your bike, you'll have to quack your duck.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll quack my duck as I come through there.
Yes.
And it's a really unique experience, so riders should look forward to it.
Yes.
Okay, so then we go under the viaduct. We come into Olwine, land of Matt Phippen, land of the ducks. What sort of entertainment will you have set up for us?
We are going to have the Depot Park as our early day entertainment, and there will be a local gal that will be performing first off for us, Rachel Behringer, and then we're going to have Johnny Kilowatt. He is a blues band. He will be performing in the afternoon, and Ryan Doozer will be speaking and available for bikers and anybody who wants to listen to him in Depot Park. That entertainment will shut down at 5:30, as well as the beverage garden that is included in that park. And then the main stage entertainment, which is across the street in the south park, the parking lot to the south of that park. That's where the main expo area is, and that's where the main stage and main beverage garden, that's where the ticket tent will be located, as well as the ID tent. So that's where they'll have to go to get all of the tickets for the beverages for either location throughout the day. So it's going to be a fun lineup in the evening. We're going to have 42 Romeo, which is the Army band. We are really excited about them coming to perform. They're going to be the opener for Flatland Ridge, who is a local, very energetic, great band who will probably knock your socks off, and you'll just be really excited to be here for them. So it's going to be a great lineup, and I think people will really enjoy the entertainment that we have lined up.
Yeah, sounds like it. And then how about a few, when people roll into Oelwein, they'll maybe go find their campground, put their tent up. They got to come back into town. What are a few must-see places that we should visit?
Well, they can hop on our shuttles. We're going to have shuttles, so there's lots of bus stops that they can get on the shuttles. There is a railroad museum that's downtown, very near the expo area. The railroad museum is fantastic. Hopefully we'll have the tower open so that people can climb and see a bird's eye view of Oelwein from the tower. Right below that is where you can load onto Amish wagon rides. And so we've got a local Amish couple who are going to be here giving rides in their wagon with their Venner Gypsy horses and beautiful team of horses. They'll be giving rides for free will donations. And that's going to be a great attraction. We're going to have the Historical Museum. We'll have the Oelwein Coliseum open for tours, and that's right on the corner of the expo area. And that Coliseum hosted many famous performers such as Lawrence Welk, and Buddy Holly was to perform there, but then he decided since they served alcohol there, that was not a good option for him.
Oh, really?
So he went out to the Armory. So he was in town, and all of those famous people who performed there also stayed in Hotel Mealy, which is down on the next corner of the block. And so bikers will ride past there. But we had many famous performers, and that location is in the Music Hall of Fame. So it's a cool location. They need to see that. In the little log cabin park, the log cabin is the original home of the first family that settled in Oelwein. And so it was the Birch family, not the Oelwein family, but the Birch family was the first ones here, and they came to know the Oelweins, who were a big entrepreneur family who settled and named the town after them. But that log cabin, which is original, is still here. We have another historical museum, the Oelwein Museum, which is down further south in town. That location will be seen off of Highway 150, and so that can be found. Also, if they jump on the shuttle, they can go to Oelwein City Park and go to the Jet Plaza. There is a Army jet that's located there that is in honor of a couple of very important brigadier general and colonel that were in the Army and Air Force, and they gave us that plane on loan, but it's been here for many, many years. And we have a beautiful park area that's been dedicated to those two gentlemen. So we've got a lot of fun things that they will be able to see and jump off the shuttle and get to easily see those things from those shuttles. So we have a swimming pool, we have a library, we have a movie theater that will be open. They have great popcorn, of course, and we'll be showing movie. And so there will be plenty of places and things for them to do. The pool will be open. And so lots of things.
We sounds like we have plenty of opportunities to see things in Olwine. One thing I didn't ask was if there's any special murals or art sculptures that we should keep our eye out for.
Well, there's on the front of the quilt shop, there's a fabulous mural. I see there's a new mural going up, or that has been put up on the side of the Farm Bureau building on South Frederick. It's a bunch of smiley faces, which is very cute. I'm currently working on a mural on the back of the OCAD building, the chamber building, and so hopefully that will be more complete when they get here. Transco, I don't know if anybody will get out to Transco, but they just put a big, fabulous, huge mural up out at the Transco building. So if people want to ride their bikes out or take a little detour off of West Charles, they would be able to see that as they're coming into town. But we have some great murals that are up, and they'll see the big Farmer's Daughters Quilts mural right off of the East Charles. So that one they won't miss for sure.
And then, of course, the maps are already out. So riders who are, if they're in their cars right now driving towards Orange City to start, you can, make sure you get that map on your phone so that you can look at it offline and you can see some of the streets that Deb mentioned, and just get ready to enjoy a little bit of Olwine.
Yeah. And all of our volunteer shirts will have a QR code on the sleeve.
Oh, okay.
And so if you find one of our volunteers and you're missing the map, you can scan that code off of our sleeve, and that will take you right to that map as well.
Great idea. And last question, if somebody, maybe they're driving to Orange City right now and they want to maybe explore a little bit more about your community, do you have a Facebook page or a website?
We do. We have Olwine RAGBRAI Facebook page, and we have olwineragbrai.com website. And, of course, if you go to the Olwine Chamber and Area Development Facebook page, you'll see other things that we've posted on there about businesses and activities and events that we've had in town recently and things that are going on currently. So check us out. There's lots of things that you'll find online about us. We are super excited that everybody's going to come and visit our community. They'll have to make sure that they get pictures with a lot of people in town that are here to welcome them, and not to miss the ducks. There's lots of ducks. So,
all right. Well,
and there's more to come.
Okay, good. We're excited. So thank you so much, Deb, for taking time, and we look forward to seeing all the things that Olwine has to offer.
All right. Thank you, Kathy.
All right, listeners, we have reached our final destination for RAGBRAI 52. And with me right now is Austin from Guttenberg. How are you doing, Austin?
Good. How are you?
Good. I can't wait to hear about some of the plans that you have set up for us. And then, of course, the tire dip in the mighty Mississippi. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Well, before we get into specifics on RAGBRAI, will you tell the listeners what position you hold as far as a RAGBRAI? Are you on the committee? Are you a volunteer? And let's go from there.
I'm one of the co-chairs with three other co-chairs.
Okay. And has RAGBRAI been to Guttenberg before?
Yes, this will be our sixth time.
Sixth time. Wow.
Yep.
And have you ever been part of the committees in the past?
I was one of the co-chairs back in 2014, the last time I was here.
Oh, excellent. So not saying that, you're a professional, but you got to be pretty close.
It was easy because we could resurrect what we did before and draw on that.
Yeah. So somebody kept good notes last time.
And I actually found our old website, and our Facebook page could recreate that.
Oh, that's awesome. And keep that on as a side note, because at the end I want to be able to give the listeners your Facebook page. But any fun facts about Guttenberg you want to share?
Well, it was settled by German immigrants in the 1830s, 40s, 50s. We have lots of limestone buildings that were built in the 1850s and 60s, and we were named after the inventor of the printing press, but it's pronounced Guttenberg.
Okay. And I know a lot of people mispronounce it, so say it one more time for everyone.
It's Guttenberg.
Guttenberg. All right. And it should be no surprise that there are a few hills on our way into Guttenberg. But do you want to describe a little bit about the terrain, what we'll see as we come into town?
As you saw when you did the pre-ride, we have a big, windy hill down into Guttenberg.
Yeah, it's a long hill, but you're rewarded with a downhill.
Yes.
Right down to the river. So, and then how about, what do we see? Will we be seeing farmland, or I don't know what else we would see? Water?
You'll see
the river?
you'll see farmland before you come down the hill, and then it's lots of trees and hills, and then you'll get to the highway and turn, and you'll eventually get up to the river and the dip site.
Okay. Well, tell us about the dip site. What do you or what does it look like?
So it's our south boat ramp, where parking lot, the marina where you put the boats in and park your vehicles when you go on the river. And we're going to have a DJ down there and all our vendors.
And what do you have planned for actually going to the river? Is it going to be, are we using a boat ramp to dip, or how is that working?
Yes, you'll be using the boat ramp to dip your tires in.
Easy enough.
And there'll be a dock down the dock that they put the boats in with. That'll be down there too.
Okay. And then you're a little bit unique in that once people dip their tires, we want them to explore Guttenberg a little bit, and then eventually they're going to have to figure out where their vehicles are. So is that, I know it'll be, or it is already available on the maps, but do you want to kind of give a highlight of that?
We'll have people walking around handing maps out and giving directions. We'll have that big LED sign down there with the big map on it, information booth, and beverage garden.
Okay. And then, is there a campground if people want to actually stay an extra night on the route?
Yes, it'll be the north end of town along the river. It's our Ingleside Park.
And do you know yet what your entertainment setup will be like?
So the day of the dipping, we have DJ Dave Gallagher set up down on the dip site.
Oh, yeah. And people who have done RAGBRAI for a long time definitely will recognize that name. He's got a great setup.
Yep.
Okay, so let's say riders have a little bit of time to explore Guttenberg. What are a couple of must-see places that you think we should go check out?
So we have the Iowa DNR Fish Aquarium. We have our Lock and Dam 10 right on the Mississippi River. And next to the Lock and Dam, we have our Guttenberg Heritage Society's Lockmaster House. It's the last remaining Lockmaster's house in its original location, and inside has history of Guttenberg, history of the building of the Lock and Dam and the river, and stuff like that.
What's the population of Guttenberg?
We're about 1819.
Wow. Okay. So,
but in the summertime, we swell. We have campers, boaters, weekenders.
And then on RAGBRAI, you'll be even a little bit bigger.
They tell us they're bringing their 20,000 closest friends.
How about your Facebook page, so that if people, most people right now are listening to this and driving to Orange City, so they won't see you for 7 or 8 or maybe even 9 days. So if they want to take a quick peek at what Guttenberg has to offer, where can they go?
So we have our website, which is GuttenbergRAGBRAI.com. And then on Facebook, you can search for us, Guttenberg RAGBRAI 2025.
Okay. What did you say Guttenberg stands for?
It's named after the inventor of the printing press, Johann Gutenberg.
So he was Johann Gutenberg, but
yes,
somehow, at some point,
we have 2 T's they accidentally put in our name, so we're called Guttenberg.
Aha. Well, very good, Austin. Thank you so much. We're definitely looking forward to reaching the Mississippi and exploring a little bit of Guttenberg.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Well, listeners, that is it for today. We want to thank you for tuning in to listen to the Just Go Bike podcast. If you would like to contact Murph and AP with a comment about the podcast, or maybe even you have a topic in mind, you can reach us at justgobikepodcast@gmail.com. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and watch our intros on YouTube. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. especially if you're a fan. That is going to do it for this week. Until next time,
Just go bike.
Theme song by Ryan Steer, logo by Suzanne Milosevic, produced by Kathy Murphy, social media by Andrea Parrott, intro by Pumpkin. Until next time, just go bike.